collided on 58. What's the address of the emergency?
Yes, I'm on the Metrolink train. We just left Chatsworth Station heading towards Simi. We had a collision with something. We had a whole bunch of people going out bleeding and on the floor.
There was two trains just collided outside of our Metrolink. They came out of the Topanga tunnel.
Hold on a minute. I've got 911 on the way.
Way to go.
Ma'am, is that a train versus another train or train versus a vehicle?
Train versus another train.
Just the last few nights of nightmares, I've started to have nightmares, so that's kind of a bummer. You know, you close your eyes and you kind of tears come still, and then I fall asleep, you know, and I'm taking this drug that helps me to fall asleep.
I have 6 broken ribs and I fractured L4 in my back along the spine, and then this leg has some big issues.
I feel lucky. I feel Hurricane Andrew, Northridge earthquake, this, you know, not a scratch in any of them.
It's all healable, just broken bones and bruises. I'll be fine.
Slow day, and it's a Friday. You know, you want to get home. I had to take my son to football practice that day and stuff. I didn't leave early a lot to get my son to football practice lately. This is his first year doing it, and I like to be there with him for practices, you know.
We were coming home. My friend who's a nurse, we went to a national conference on newborn hearing screening in Long Beach. I told her in the morning, we're gonna ride in the back, meet me in the back. Well, when you start out in Union Station, I thought we were in the back car, but because the train turns or redirects on the tracks, it became the front car. Because it's parked weird. And so that when it backs out and then it starts to go, it became the front car. And I said to her, I go, oh, I think we're in the front. And we both just go, I go, do you want to move to the back? She goes, nah, never mind, it's fine. Isn't that ironic?
The Longs had gone to Paul's mother's funeral in South Carolina. They left on Tuesday and they were flying back in on Friday, had just flown into Burbank Airport, and we're taking the Metrolink.
It was half full, you know. That was an early train, so it wouldn't fill up. It'd fill up more as we were going along. But of course, then you're also emptying. I mean, there'd be more and more people waiting to get on, but then you have people getting off, so it never filled up. If this had been the 5:45 or the 5:30 train, this is a 500, 600 people on those trains, you know. A lot worse.
That's only the second time I had ridden that one, so I wasn't that familiar with the tracks. You know, trains pass you all the time. Passed us a couple times in the morning, so when I was talking with her and I looked out, and we were just visiting, and I looked out the window, I kind of saw the shiny part of a train coming, and you know, in your head in a nanosecond you go, oh, it's a train. But it didn't occur to me there was only one track there, because I had only ridden the Metro once, that specific route one time before.
The fire department and the police are on the way there now, okay? What I want you to do, if you're going to want to stay there and help, please do not let anyone get close to that train, okay?
Okay.
If you see people jumping out or moving out of that vehicle, you can assist them to get out of any danger, okay?
Okay.
But do not get close to that fire.
They were both sitting right next to one another. And Paul, for whatever reason, went in front of Karen. And Paul hit the stairs and Karen hit Paul. So in a very real sense, Paul saved her life.
I could turn my head this way to the right behind me, and I saw this metal that was a different color. I didn't know that was the other train at the time.
Remember, I was literally at one point running towards that first car alone with a fire extinguisher that was this big, and running past the screaming in that car to the fire. And there's a decision right there even. Do I go try to put the fire out, or is it time, do I need to run to that car and pull people out, try to help?
And then he and another man took the lady out with the internal injuries out first. And then they came back up to get Enriqueta and I, And I was yelling at Enriqueta, wake up, we have to leave. There's a fire.
You made decisions so quickly on the fly that you can't even really, you debate whether you were even making the decisions, you know, or if you were just, something was pulling you along. Go here, go there, do this, do that, make this move, make that move, you know?
You know, there's the survivor guilt of we were both on the same train and he died and I didn't. Then on top of that, there's the survivor guilt of, oh my goodness, if our places had been reversed, it would have been me and Paul would have been alive. Fortunately for Karen and for Devin and for many of the people on the train, they have a strong faith in God.
The people who seem to come out of this the strongest are the people with strong religious beliefs. You know, Leslie and Jay and the Reverend, obviously. They all seem to like, they're much more fatalistic, I guess, is the way I would put it. You know, it was fate, it happened, you're alive. The reason you're alive is God's not done with you yet. You gotta go forward. I've never been big on organized religion, so that's a new kind of concept for me to really try to, you know.
For all of my friends and loved ones, when they had to see me, they had to see me to make sure that I was okay. For them, that was great relief. That's when everybody had their tears and, you know, they were just going, oh my God, thank God you're up, you're sitting, you're talking, you're usually, you know, blah, 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 gregarious self. And I think for them, they just needed to see I was okay.
My wife's been incredible, friends have been incredible, people at work, you know, the emails and the phone calls and our neighbors sent over a fruit basket, just, you know. I mean, I'd probably be curled up in a ball right now without all these people constantly saying, you're gonna be okay, you're going through this, we're here for you, anything we can do.
Both Devin and Karen, they're grieving, but I don't know that they've really started the process. It's been, you know, we got to deal with, you know, I'm in the hospital, Paul's in the hospital, we got to get through all of this, yada, 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 yada. And then, okay, Paul's not with us anymore. You know, we've got to meet with the mortuary, we've got to go to the coroner's office, we've got to get the body, we've got to make plans for the service, we've got to talk to, we've got to call family, we've got to, you know, it's like there's so many got-to-dos that it's, you know, their life has been going from 6:30 in the morning until 10:30 at night. There's really no time at this point. I'm thinking that with the memorial service on Monday, that kind of brings a closure to the to-do list.
Ernest Kish, Dean Brower, Jacob Hefter.
We have to take the feelings that are inside of us and we have to, one, get them into our head. They're in our heart and we have to get them into our head, and the best way to get them into our head is to verbalize them and allow other people to verbalize them back to us.
I guess you just want to see what that you're normal, that your reaction is normal now, you know? That you're not crazy, you're just going through something.
If we are not verbalizing it, if we're not getting it into our head, they're going to control our behavior in ways we're completely unaware of. And we need to let some rational people around us that aren't as emotionally enmeshed in the circumstances to say, whoa, time out. That's not right. You shouldn't go there. You know, and to give us some checks and balances, because otherwise, in our own grief, we can go to some really dark and dangerous places.